Northbound folks that have been stuck for literally the last couple hours with this icy glaze. Now, ODOT says this is really where they've had the biggest problem this morning so far. Hopefully it's the only big problem they have today, but it has been the big sticking point and the problem spot with this ice on the roadway. They say they hit it 3 times with the icer and we still had the problem. So they've come through and hit it again a 4th time. They say they don't usually use salt in this area. It sounds like they still haven't. But maybe it's starting to work now. We're starting to see a little bit better situation here just south of Portland. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, like you said, a little bit of progress. Thank you, Tim. Let's send it over to Chris now for a bigger view of some of the other roads in the area.
Let's take it to Washington County, and I wanted to give you a quick look at kind of a notorious trouble spot right up near the Barnes-Burnside intersection. We had some trouble there earlier this week. It looks like we've got that down to bare pavement, but in some cases, here's Cornell Road at 143rd. That certainly looks snow-covered. We'll switch gears and take you out to Ferndale at Taylor Way. Nothing. So there are some cases where some folks missed out, but I'll tell you what, anybody that saw snow overnight, any roads that are untreated are going to look a lot like this. This is Murray at Maverick. We'll go a little farther north along Murray Boulevard near Hart Road, and a little farther north still up near Allen Boulevard. And anything that got pressed down and compacted is obviously going to turn to ice this morning. So I think that's one of our biggest issues that we're dealing with. Icy patches here and there on the roads. This is Tualatin Sherwood near 95th, and a quick look at Tualatin Sherwood near Avery. Let's go down to the Salem area too. I-5 near Kubler Road. You can see that they have a little bit more snow on the road. And you know, correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, but it looks like the central Willamette Valley maybe got just a little bit more snow overnight than what we got here.
We think so. Chris, before you go, I haven't had a chance to check the east side. Have you? Gresham, that area? Do you
84
know?
Looks like it's in pretty good shape. 82nd Avenue, a little different story here and there.
We do know that going up into Clark County and maybe other areas where the east winds have been really blasting, that east wind dried up a lot of this moisture. So it looks like one of the big spots that doesn't have a whole lot going on snow-wise on the ground would be up in Clark County. But much of Portland all the way down into Salem, as Ashley mentioned, the actual conditions are a little patchy in terms of whether it's icy in your neighborhood or not. But we think the snow on the ground is actually pretty widespread this time, from the Portland back to the west side and certainly down into Salem. There's McMinnville. Right now the radar is showing most areas are at least getting some flurries with some heavier snow coming down on the on the east side right now, where you see the brighter white areas. Most areas have in fact dipped to freezing this time around, hence all the icy problems we're having. But we'll be warming up 36 at noon. So that's a big time improvement from the icy conditions, and we'll see actually a transition to some rain showers as we go through the day. That's your forecast update for now.
All right, Rod, thank you very much. Just into the newsroom, we already talked about Salem Kaiser schools being closed today. I want to point out another big district. Beaverton is closed today as well, and Park Rose has announced closed for the entire day. So 3 big school districts in the area closed this morning because of weather. Keely Chalmers, we just saw you there a moment ago. I asked Rob when I first walked in this morning, are we going to see more snowfall this morning? You got the answer, Keely, because it's snowing where you're at right now.
Yeah, it is snowing. We are live along Southeast 82nd and Foster, and the snow is certainly coming down, but that's not the only story out here. It's also those east winds. They're kind of calm right now, but every so often they gust, and you can see a little bit here. This is what happens. You get that blowing snow over the roadway. So while the snow itself isn't coming down hard enough necessarily to pile up on the roads, it is blowing over these roads, and you can see making for a thin layer of snow and potentially slick conditions. Now I have to say, here at this intersection, although traffic is moving quite slowly and cautiously, especially as they turn in this intersection, we haven't seen any problems. We haven't seen any cars slipping and sliding, but again, slow stops, folks going pretty slow when they're turning the corner. I also want to point out we left the station probably about 45 minutes ago to head out here. We took I-84 east, didn't find any problems out there. The interstate looked pretty good. Then we took 205 south, and again we saw no problems in that area as well. So the interstate's looking good. The side roads certainly covered with snow, so potentially slick. And even the 82nd here, which is a highway ODOT treated, is you know, as you can see, does have just a thin layer of snow out here. But again, fortunately, so far we have not seen any problems, but again, the snow, it keeps falling down, or it keeps falling. Traffic going fine right now, but that could change as we head into the late morning. For now. we'll send it back to you.
Okay, Keely, thank you. I still think it's a good day if you can take public transportation to do so you don't have to risk the icy conditions. So let's check in with Maggie Vespa. She's up at the Sunset Transit Center. Maggie, what are you seeing out there?
Oh, guys, once again, the snow right on cue, right in my face. That is great. Okay, so yeah, we're here at the Sunset Transit Center. It's brutally cold out here. The winter weather is just hitting this area like it is everywhere else. We just have some snow on the ground, but really, those are kind of the headlines of the conditions out here this morning. It's not that bad. It's just really, really cold. But to your point, it is a great day, as is any day, to take public transit because the lines, the bus lines, the MAX lines right now, not impacted at this moment. TriMet sent us an email of all media, an email about half an hour, 45 minutes ago, and they said they have no delays right now that they're experiencing. They are putting chains on buses that are in the upper elevations, and they're also sending out their first MAX trains with the razors on the wires to cut through any ice that might have built up overnight. But we've been talking to people this morning who are headed out on the red lines to the airport and kind of headed all over town, taking the blue line to Gresham. We just met one man who was, no joke, wearing jean shorts. That's real. And he said that he was from the Midwest and he thought, this is fine. He said, this is barbecue weather. So people around here, they're just kind of dealing with it. But once again, public transit not impacted at this point. If you want to check your route specifically, go to trimet.org/alerts and trimet.org/winter weather. Guys, we're going to stick it out here with the commuters all morning long, so we'll see you a little later. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, we appreciate you. Thank you, Maggie. Rod is joining us now, and you're talking about being with this kind of icy weather through mid-morning and then transitioning.
And then we should get the warm-up. Now, the air's cold enough at any point there could be snow showers, but if the temperature's above freezing, who really cares? So we think we will see improving conditions once we get past mid-morning and the temperatures bump up to 34, 35, 36. Sure. Right now, everybody's probably seeing at least a snowflake in the air. Here's a live Doppler radar, and again, the brighter the white, the heavier the snow. One of the stories this time around has been those gusty east winds. Yesterday Crown Point popped up to about 70 miles per hour. Trotto has been popping up to about 40. If you're getting blasted by the east wind, the wind chill in your neighborhood, Gresham, good morning, is probably in the upper teens right now. So that's really frigid stuff. We think those east winds will back off a little bit, but still blow and still gust during the day. And it is those east winds that so far have kept snow amounts much less, meaning barely a trace around in parts of Clark County and also in parts over on the east side. So the one camera I can show you that's kind of lit up is Gresham Subaru out on the east side. This is, I think, off of Powell, if I'm correct. And you can just barely see some snow in the grass. So again, some snow, maybe some icy patches over on the east side, but it looks like we have more than that in downtown. Here at KGW, I measured just under a half of an inch of snow at 3:30 this morning. And we have probably more like an inch over some parts of the west side and certainly down in Salem where they picked up a little bit more than we have here in the Rose City. Temperatures are freezing, so even if you just have a little dab in your neighborhood, you're probably dealing at some point with an icy stretch of roadway that you're going to have to navigate this morning. Chris is coming up right after me, by the way, to give you the latest update. Want to jump on Futurecast at 1 o'clock, showing most of the Maysville precipitation in terms of any snow off to our east, and then eventually where you see the green, we get back into above freezing temperatures, the mix of rain and snow. And if you're wondering what's next, I want to show you real quick. So here we are tomorrow morning. Yeah, that blue color, that's snow. Looks like less than what we've had this morning, but we could get some additional dustings and spots to start your Thursday morning with temperatures maybe not freezing in all areas, but some. And here we are 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. This should be our last little tease of some winter weather for a while. Notice the green tomorrow afternoon, all rain. What I really want to show you is, let me get you into Thursday overnight. It still pretty much stays rain of temperatures hovering above freezing, and then eventually Friday goes dry, and then we're done with it, and then I still think that we get up to about 50 degrees or so on Saturday. Good morning. If you're out in the gorge, you're looking at maybe a couple to 3 inches of snow, so we're not looking at a lot in the mountains today either. The Cascades, maybe 2 to 5 inches of snow. They only picked up about an inch of snow last night at Meadows and Timberline, just a trace at Ski Bowl. There's that warming weekend, and here comes the man of the hour with all of your traffic reports. Chris McGinn.
Who's ready to flip the calendar to March? Let's hurry up and get here to that 50. All right, let's give you a live look south of town right now. I-5 near Capitol Highway. A little bit of snow coverage here. And this is one of those notorious trouble spots that ODOT's, had some problems with the last couple of years as you go a little farther south towards Breeze Hill. I can tell you this morning, that is in good shape, or relatively good shape. We haven't had any problems reported there, but as we go a little farther south, this has been probably our biggest freeway trouble spot. I-5 through Tualatin near Nyberg, and you can see the northbound commute. We're starting to see a little bit of bare pavement there, so maybe that de-icer getting to work. But in any event, obviously it's been a very slick go of it for the last several hours on I-5 around the 205 interchange, and still some light delays on the freeways there. We'll certainly keep you posted. Remember, we've got school delays and closings running along at the bottom of your screen. Beaverton, one of the latest districts to call it quits for the day. We'll be right back.
Your smartphone is a petri dish of bacteria, but put down the Lysol wipes. Today on KGW News at Sunrise, a microbiology professor shares a disinfecting recipe you can make at home.
Kaiser Permanente Northwest, leading with heart.
If you smell rotten eggs, it could be a gas leak, and even little leaks shouldn't be ignored. So get everyone outside and call Northwest Natural. Smell, go, let us know. We'll come out and make sure everything is safe.
Visit the Nautilus shop in Vancouver. Our fitness pros will match you with the right equipment to reach your goals. Come in today, take up to 20% off all our world-class brands and save up to $600. The Nautilus shop in Vancouver.
At Oregon Eye Specialists, we know your eyes are as unique as you are and important to your overall health. We can help your eyes last a lifetime. Schedule a routine exam today and get personalized treatment and the perfect glasses at our in-house optical shop. Our experienced physicians provide medical and surgical treatment for cataracts, dry eye, and glaucoma, as well as LASIK surgery and more. Choose one of our 8 locations across Oregon for all your eye care needs. Oregon Eye Specialists, improving vision, improving life.
Wait, Xfinity lets me choose from crazy fast internet speeds and pick the types of channels I want?
Yep, now you can get a package that's just right for you.
This is the best day of my life.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is the 4th best day of my life.
Get more of what you want and less of what you don't.
You think so?
Yep. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet and TV for $34.99 a month for 12 months. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Every 43 seconds in the U.S., someone has a heart attack. If someone you love is at risk, consider these important points. Is surgery necessary? What's the hospital's rating? And what can you expect after the procedure?
Brought to you by Kaiser Permanente.
When someone has a heart attack, there are many treatment options. As Oregon's highest rated heart program, our cardiac team works to remove blockages, open arteries, and more.
Kaiser Permanente Northwest, leading with heart.
Do you need the most trusted battery in your noise-canceling headphones? Maybe not. Maybe you could trust you won't be next to a loud eater. Or you could just trust Duracell.
Welcome back. We want to get you up to speed on some of the weather and travel conditions in the area because of the snow that has fallen overnight and continues to fall in some spaces this morning. That is a live look at I-5 north and south, actually. This was a huge trouble spot earlier this morning. Several semis spun out and nobody was moving, probably about 3 a.m., but we've seen conditions slowly improve, traffic also picking up speed. But again, because of the below freezing temperatures and the snow that's falling, it is very slick in some spots.
Yeah, we're getting more school closures into the newsroom right now. We can tell you Lake Oswego, Tigard, Tualatin, Sherwood, and Oregon City have closed today. Also on that list, Salem Kaiser schools are closed for today. We want to bring in Lillian Govis, a spokesperson with Salem Kaiser schools. Lillian, good morning, and tell us what went into your decision making this morning.
Good morning. Well, anytime that we have the threat of inclement weather, our crews begin checking our routes, our problematic areas around 2, 3 in the morning. And they come back to us just after 4 with their recommendation and with what they found. Today what they found was there's not just 1 to 3 inches of snow, but there's also a layer of ice underneath that. And so for our students, combined with the wind chill that has us in the 20s, it was a no-brainer. We want to make sure that we keep them safe, and that means staying home today.
Lily, we saw flakes falling in Salem earlier than we saw them here in the Portland area. From where you're at right now, I imagine you're in the comfort of your home. But can you be our snow reporter down there in Salem? Just give us an update on what you're seeing, just right there where you're at.
Sure. The snow began falling last night as we were in our school board meeting. So all of those people who have to make the decisions about school were actually out driving home in that last night from the school board meeting. So we got a first-hand glimpse of what all of the back roads looked like as we started heading home. So for us right now, I've got about 2 inches outside my window, but it's still falling at my home. So we know that we want to be safe.
All right, Lillian, before we let you go, is there anything else that you want families in Salem-Keizer to know this morning?
All afternoon and evening activities will be canceled. Our administrative offices, however, will open at 10 a.m., so if people need to call about, their students' meal plans or get help with anything pertaining to their child's academic record, our staff will be there beginning at 10 a.m. to help our families.
All right, Lillian Govas, we appreciate all the information. Thank you so much.
Salem-Keizer.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Lillian. Salem-Keizer, again, just one of the districts closed right now. Beaverton, Park Rose, Lake Oswego, Sherwood, Westland, Wilsonville, Tigard, Tualatin, among the other school districts closed today. Before we take it over to Rod Hill, we want to show some viewer pick. Actually, there are the closures right now on your screen. Thank you very much for that. Again, some of the big ones we just mentioned: Salem-Keizer, Beaverton, Lake Oswego, Tigard, Tualatin. We'll keep this updated, and of course, we have that crawl running right now at the bottom of your screen with all those closures and delays as they come into our newsroom this morning. Viewer picks time, I do believe, and yes, the first one we take a look at is actually a video, obviously, out of Portland. One of our viewers sent this in.
Oh, they went outside to play, and they want back in quickly. They're cold.
The dogs went out to play. The dogs said no thank you.
Crazy.
This is another shot this morning out of Amity, so we have viewers all throughout the area sending us pics of snow falling in the overnight hour. And then we just heard from Lillian with Salem-Keizer Public Schools, and this last shot we'll take a look at is actually from Salem. Rob, we've been talking about the last couple of events, more of a southern event than a northern event. So Salem got it last night.
Yeah. I think I'm right when I say every single one of these events this month has been mostly southern, except for the first one that we thought we'd have more widespread snow of 2, 3, 4 inches. That was the famous one that produced 6 to 8 over on the east side, places like Gresham, and gave nothing in Beaverton. Yeah. Everything else has been coming up from the south. So as you look at the radar, we know this. We know we have, we just heard 2 inches of snow on the ground in Salem. And we know we probably have a good inch on average in South Portland down into Tigard and Tualatin, and swinging around on the west side. Oh, that's southwest, I realize. Out toward on Highway 26, probably a good inch on the ground. We know it's barely a dusting in spots right now in parts of Gresham and in parts of Clark County, but this is changing as the radar still shows right now snow falling, at least flurries, over most areas. And we're not done. If you don't have anything and you live up where I live in Hazeldale, maybe you still get some coverage in the next hour because the radar keeps pumping this snow in. The east winds have been drying a lot of it up, which is why on the east side and then north of the Columbia River we haven't seen as much. But again, we're still in an active situation with snow falling across the area and temperatures generally freezing. Up Highway 30, interesting, Scott Poose is at 34. But look at Beaverton, where we think there's at least a solid inch on the ground, 29. It's more like a half of an inch on the ground in downtown Portland, where it's 32. Haven't had reports yet that I've had a chance to look at out in Happy Valley, but at 1,000 feet, that temperature is 25. And of course, it wouldn't take much for those hilly roads out there to get really icy. And there's Salem, a 2 on the ground, 29 degrees. So at the bus stop, we'll say 30 on average. At least snow showers still coming down, and little improvement, we think, in the ice department through mid-morning. But at lunchtime, 34, 35, 36, starting to get into a bit of a rain shower mix. Temperatures in some spots could hit 40. Probably all of us don't do that. And yes, good morning. You folks at the seaside, I know, have been sending us reports. We have snow. I know you do. Thank you. Your temperature, though, rebounds up to about 40 degrees, and you'll turn into an afternoon rain shower day. We think Salem could hit 40, Corvallis 39. I realize 40 is the upper limit. Maybe it's only going to be 36 at your place, but we all should get up above freezing. That'll bring improving conditions with a mix of rain showers developing during the day. Other areas, Dufur, good morning to you folks. A couple inches of snow could fall, up to 4 out in Meacham. Good morning to you out through the Blue Mountains. And by the way, good morning, Burns. Advisories are out this morning for a mix of freezing rain and sleet, and what a mess. But we do believe you'll get up well above freezing this afternoon with a temperature of 41 degrees and transition that out. Well, we need to get through tomorrow, don't we? We need to get to Friday, don't we? Saturday's going to be 52. Everybody give me a hallelujah. Ready? Hallelujah! Here's Chris.
And like a lamb. All right, that'd be great. Let's get back to the roads right now on the west side. This is a look from Washington County, a snapshot anyway, at Murray Boulevard and Maverick Street. Certainly you can see some snow covers there, Murray at Hart Road and Murray at Allen Boulevard. A little bit of an icy sheen here and there. This spot right here has been our biggest freeway trouble spot since late last night and early this morning. You're looking at a lot of these semis maybe chaining up on I-5 northbound near Nyberg. I want to show you one other spot that just sort of popped up on our radar here. We're getting word of a crash on the ramp from 205 southbound to I-5 north. This ramp right here is 205 to I-5 south. The ramp that you can't see is the ramp from 205 south to I-5 north, and that is just out of range of this camera, but it sounds like that ramp is partially closed right now because of crashes and spinouts and obviously some icy conditions down there. So another spot that hopefully we'll get Tim Gordon to go down and check out. He's been stationed near Nyberg for a little while. A little closer into town, this is a quick look near the Selwood Bridge and McAdam. This is Highway 43. That's the westbound commute, so this guy is getting over the Selwood Bridge with no problem. You can see it looks like we've got some de-icer down there, so we're getting over that just fine. Remember, when you're on the roads in that traffic, set your radio to FM News 101. They've got you covered with traffic on the 7s, mornings and afternoons, and we will be right back.
Dania Furniture. We make it simple. You make it home.
When you should dress for change, grab a jacket or bring an umbrella. The KGW Storm Team. Today.
Are you ready to go shopping?
Cute clothes advertised on social media.
They look fantastic.
KGW's Kristen Severance puts 4 shops to the test. See what we bought versus what we got.
Looks like a sack.
Today at 6 a.m.
Here in Oregon, we're big city or we're small town, or sometimes no town. But we all benefit from lottery funding. Learn more at OregonLottery.org. Lottery games are based on chance and should be played for entertainment only.
Just rolling in. It's the 61st Annual Portland Metro RV Show at the Expo Center, March 6th through the 10th, with the best deals in the Northwest. Visit PortlandMetroRV.com for 2-for-1 admission coupons and details on how you can win free gas cards. Just imagine where it might take you.
You. All of you. How you live. What you love. That's what inspired us to create America's most advanced internet. Internet that puts you in charge. That protects what's important. That handles everything and reaches everywhere. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Simple, easy, awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
It's a big furniture event today through February 28th as JR Furniture takes the shortest month of the year and holds some of the biggest savings and discounts. February 26th through the 28th, where almost everything in the store is up to 26 to 28% off. Twin, full, queen, and king-size mattress sets. All comfortable new sofas, sectionals, and love seats. 26 to 28% off. Even our best-selling bedroom sets are all on sale.
JR Furniture. Discover the difference.
Whether your home has a crawl space or a basement, Terra Firma is the name to know. Because comfort inside your home depends a lot on what's under your home. That's why Terra Firma specializes in keeping crawl spaces and basements clean and dry. We can help stop allergy-causing mold and mildew and improve your indoor air quality so you and your family can breathe easier in a safer and more comfortable home. Call Terra Firma today for a free inspection and estimate and keep your home dry and comfortable.
5:25 on this Wednesday morning. It's a snow day for some, snow day for many. As a matter of fact, you can see the snow still falling down right now there in southeast Portland. We have a crew out at Southeast 82nd and Foster Road. Lots of schools already closed for the day, Salem Kaiser being a big one, Beaverton as well. Those school closures running right now at the bottom of your screen. We'll have more on today's weather and how it's going to impact your morning commute coming up in just a moment.
Well, we want to get to some news headlines this morning at 5:26. In just a couple of hours, the president's former attorney, Michael Cohen, will testify. He's expected to publicly testify before a House committee. Kristen Welker has more on what we can expect from that today.
Good morning to you. Coming up on today, it is day 2 of Michael Cohen's blockbuster week of testimony here on Capitol Hill. But today, expect some real fireworks because this is his public hearing. So we are told that the focus is going to be on President Trump's business dealings, and a source familiar with his testimony also telling us that Cohen all this week is going to detail what he describes as the president's criminal conduct since he's taken office. This source also saying that Cohen will describe allegations of what the source calls the president's lies, racism, and cheating as a private businessman. Expect a real grilling from lawmakers because remember, Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison for a range of different crimes, including lying to Congress. So part of his goal this week to set the record straight. Now, all of this comes as NBC News has also learned that Cohen has been officially disbarred because of his felony convictions. We'll have all that and more coming up on Today. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Kristen Welker, and we want to show you this ODOT camera. This has really been the trouble spot this morning. This is I-5. You're looking at the northbound lane as you're seeing the headlights come through, and that has been an icy spot. You see 1, 2, 3 semis there pulled over, chaining up. Earlier, some of the semis spun out and caused a big backup. Traffic is still going slow, but just be advised as you head out, certainly down in that neck of the woods, I-5 northbound right at Nyberg. We have crews all over the area. We will check in with them coming up at the bottom of the hour.
I started looking into the trades because that's the kind of job I wanted. Active but still mentally challenging, provides a good lifestyle, you can make money, room for advancement.
The apprentice experience was great. It was a lot of people who want to help you, give you your knowledge, and see you succeed. We're all trying to be the best we can.
I had a great time going through the apprenticeship program. I mean, it was hard and challenging, but I like to learn stuff, and then it's hands-on, and then you also get to work while you go to school.
This is what the NECA IBEW partnership is all about.
You've invested in your career, reliable transportation, and you've always put your family first. It's time to stop hiding your teeth.
You don't need to be embarrassed about your teeth anymore. We're here to help. Whether it's full mouth reconstruction, veneers, or implants, we're here to guide you through each step of the process.
Isn't it time to invest in the smile you've always dreamed of?
When we set out to create America's most advanced internet, we started with you. We started by realizing that Grandma should always be within arm's reach, from any room in the house. That dinner time is for catching up with each other. That homework should be anything but textbook. That the basement can be where everyone wants to be. That feeling safe at home should be a given. And that the best nights out can be nights in. That's how we reimagined Wi-Fi and created Xfinity XFi, internet that brings your home together. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Simple, easy, awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
In 15 seconds, you can get pre-qualified for our personal loan. Imagine the possibilities. Go to eloan.com and fill out our simple online application. If you get approved, we'll deposit your money the next business day. It's that simple. Simply smart. That's why our customers love us.
Snow is also a 4-letter word. FM News 101 KXL.
Your smartphone is a petri dish of bacteria, but put down the Lysol wipes. Today on KGW News at Sunrise, a microbiology professor shares a disinfecting recipe you can make at home.
Before you open your eyes, the world has changed.
We've got breaking news, and it's good news.
The stories that move us.
I know all you wanted to do was to protect your little girl.
It turned my world upside down. Welcome to all the possibilities today can bring.
This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Hey, good morning. At 5:30, we want to get right to this morning. This is our graphic showing school closures today because of weather. I don't think we got this on the screen, but we just learned that Portland Public Schools has canceled class today. Portland joins a lot of other districts you're seeing there for closures: Salem, Kaiser, Beaverton, Park Rose, Lake Oswego, Tigard, Tualatin, Sherwood, Oregon City, Westland, Wilsonville. We do have that ticker scrolling at the bottom of your screen because things are changing. It's dynamic with conditions very icy out there. Snow in spots as well, so kind of a mess today.
So far, we haven't heard about any delays with the schools. Every school we've heard from has said they're closed for the day. Traffic's been a situation already. I-5, a big story, so Chris McGinnis is going to have more on that in a moment. But we lead off with you, Mr. Rod Hill.
And so far, the one area that's not as bad in terms of it didn't get as much snow would be up in Clark County. Again, we haven't heard from Vancouver Public yet. We do have the Park Rose closure, but generally there's not as much snow out toward Gresham either as other locations. Salem reporting a couple inches on the ground. Downtown Portland, a half of an inch on average. You get more like an inch when you go out Highway 26. But all of this on a Wednesday morning is snow. So keep in mind, this is not over. We still have the potential, I'd say at least the potential, to pick up what we've already picked up. And that would be a light dusting to maybe an inch of snow yet to come through mid-morning, with temperatures not really warming up. So right now, just note, pretty much everybody is freezing, and that means everybody has that same risk of anything on the ground producing icing roadways out there. And some of the roadways really look like a skating rink. 32 right now. We will be above freezing at lunchtime. We'll get into a mix of rain showers this afternoon. All right, Chris, I said that it's icy out there, sir.
You certainly did. One of the roads that kind of was a skating rink maybe not too long ago was I-5 through Tualatin. You're looking at right now from the Nyberg camera, so that headlight traffic that's coming towards your television screen, that's the northbound I-5 commute. We've had a slew of semis and cars that were bottled up there for hours, and ODOT's been out there with their trucks several times. It looks like we've got some bare pavement, and so traffic is starting to move a little bit better, but there's still a pretty good logjam of northbound I-5 traffic that has yet to get through there. This is down near the 205 interchange, and well, it looks like they moved the camera on me, but we do have another perspective on I-205 southbound. There's a crash on the ramp from 205 south to I-5 north. So as we pivot that camera around, this is ODOT moving this camera, not me. There's the 205 southbound lineup trying to get into Tualatin. All of this traffic lining up because of the crash on that ramp to I-5 north. And right now it appears that that ramp is closed. So this is our next trouble spot in very much the same area. I'll take you down towards the road level. You get a better perspective here. There's 205, and again, it branches off to go north or south. It's this ramp right here, guys, that we're hearing is closed. And I know we've got Tim Gordon heading to the scene, so we're hoping to hear more from him in Tualatin in just a little bit.
Okay, we will bring you his live picture as soon as it gets up and running. Thank you very much, Chris. We also want to check on the east side of Portland, right along 82nd and Foster. That's where we find Keely Chalmers. You were telling us about the blowing snow. How's traffic getting by?
Well, so far so good. As you mentioned, yeah, the snow not only coming down, but it is blowing, those east winds gusting at times, and you can see what's happening. It's kind of blowing a thin layer of snow over the road here. Yeah, so here is the intersection of Southeast 82nd and Foster. You can see that traffic going by just fine. However, there is a layer of snow. It is getting a little compacted, so could be a little slick out there. We have not, that being said, we have not seen any problems. We have seen some spinning tires, but as Eric Patterson, my photographer, pointed out, it might just be because people are trying to spin their tires out here for fun. So we haven't seen any accidents, any crashes, any problems, any slipping or sliding cars. I can say we started out in downtown Portland at the studios, took I-84 east to 205, didn't see any problems there. The pavement basically just wet. Then I-205 south, down here to Foster, no problems either. Again, just wet pavement, but the snow still coming down. It is freezing out here, so certainly not getting any melting. As of now, traffic going just fine, but as Rod pointed out, we'll likely get more snow out here as we head throughout the morning. Of course, we'll be posted out here throughout the morning, and we'll keep you updated on conditions out here on the east side. For now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Keely, thank you. Let's head across town up into the Beaverton area. Maggie Vespa is standing by at the Sunset Transit Center. And Maggie, what are you seeing out there?
Well, guys, things are actually pretty calm out here. That's because TriMet right now is reporting no delays on its bus or MAX lines. They say everything's going pretty smoothly at the moment. They are putting some chains on their buses in the upper elevations, and they're putting the razors on the MAX lines at first this morning just to send them out and make sure there's no ice. That said, we have been talking to people just kind of down on the platform back there about their trips out here, meaning they took rideshare programs to get to this transit center. Listen to what they had to say.
It wasn't so bad. The guy that picked us up had some snow tires and a little front-wheel drive, so yeah, we got here just fine.
It was icy. It was icy. Yeah, he slid around a little bit, but we got here. He was a safe driver.
But I thought the ride was excellent. I've been really happy with them.
Yeah, so that was pretty good to hear. So people did tell us the side roads, definitely per usual, are a little bit icier, but the highways, they said, were just fine. We took 26 for our part to get out here, and that was definitely okay. By the way, just to point out, those couples were headed to, I think, Hawaii and Palm Springs, respectively. I asked if they had any extra tickets, and they did not. So I will keep trying, guys. Back to you.
All right, Maggie, thank you very much. Maggie, again, reporting live from the Sunset Transit Center for us this morning. Right now, we're giving you a live look. This is one of our ODOT cameras that's focused on a problem spot. We've noticed this problem spot since about 3 o'clock this morning. This is I-5 at Nyberg, and you see those flashing lights. Those are the northbound lanes of I-5 that we're looking at right now, again, right at Nyberg Road. Some of the semis that were coming through that area pulled over to the side to chain up. They had their lights flashing, and right now, as we show you the shot, we can bring in from the Oregon Department of Transportation, Kimberly Dinwiddie. So Kimberly, let's start with this situation since we're looking at this right now. What can you tell us about I-5? And again, I believe this is the northbound lanes, and that's been the problem for the last hour or so.
Our crews have been out there. We saw in an earlier shot with Chris that we just went through with a de-icer and our plow truck. Our de-icer is working. You can see that traffic is now moving through the area, and so what took us a while was to just get through that traffic and get through those delays. But now that we're able to see some of that ice melting, we're starting to see traffic move.
Kimberly, the last few rounds of this weather, the east side really got hit hard. Have your crews been out seeing any trouble spots on the east side of the county?
You know, our crews have been out all night. We've been out everywhere along 205, along I-84, and so far this morning we have not seen any trouble spots out in that direction. Our biggest trouble spot is the southern end of the metro area at the 205 and I-5 interchange.
So what if people need to go further than that? Do you have any other things that they should be aware of heading into the valley? I know they got hit with a lot of snow early on, you know, Salem and then south down to Eugene.
I think it's really important for travelers to do some pre-trip planning before heading out. Use the online tools to check and see, you know, what the conditions are, and if you need to be carrying your chains with you just in case, or if you should just delay your trip or until conditions improve.
Kimberly Dinwiddie again from the Oregon Department of Transportation. Kimberly, thank you. You and your colleagues over there have been a regular part of our show here this week on Sunrise, so thanks again for your time this morning.
Happy to help.
So the big thing she said weather-wise, they had crews out in Gresham and 84 out toward Troutdale last night. So far, at least the main roads, no big problems. And that is the area that so far has had an absence of much snow. Not much on the ground, the spots that we can see anyway around Gresham. Very little on the ground in much of Clark County. And we talked about this last night when we were pushing all of our information out on social. The east wind machine, dew points last night got down into the upper teens. What does that mean? That means the air was so dry that as the snow moved out toward the gorge, Gresham, north of the Columbia River, Vancouver, it evaporated and very little fell. Now, your conditions could still change, right? We still have time to get some snow on the ground in spots that don't have it. Here's our overall forecast. Snow likely through mid-morning. How much more could we get? Well, maybe just flurries at your place, or maybe you live in an area where you double up. Maybe you get another inch on the ground. Most areas are, in fact, freezing, and that's why we have all these spots reporting icy roadways. Windy, we just talked about this, but not as much snow so far over in Gresham and up in Vancouver. Maybe you folks continue to see some of the easiest weather this morning. But boy, if you live in Gresham, the wind chill factors have been in the teens this morning, and also out in parts of East Clark County, Camas, because those east winds have been gusting to 40 miles per hour with freezing temperatures. Really cold stuff. Here's the radar. Again, it's tough to tell with snow who's really getting heavy or not, but generally the brighter the white colors. Here's that area over toward the east side down toward Oregon City where the snow's been a little bit heavier over the past hour, it looks like. Temperatures, just note, everybody's cold. It's freezing. It's 22 out in the Dalles, by the way. The East Gorge seeing snow today as well, but not that much. Generally, the mountains and the gorge, 4 inches or less expected today, and that includes the Blues out in eastern Oregon. Interesting, it's another day where we've had snow reports at the beach where temperatures are freezing. It's an east wind, so the coast has seen a touch of snow. You folks will be warming up, though, today at around 40 degrees or better. That obviously means rain showers are coming for the bulk of your day. And in the valley, once we get through mid-morning, we'll start to see temperatures get above freezing, and then we'll get back up to upper 30s to about 40 with an afternoon rain mix. The air's still really cold aloft today, so even if it's 38 degrees, we could have snowflakes in the air, but we think primarily we're not going to have any issues this afternoon with temperatures above freezing, the ice melting, and at least a mix of some rain. My forecast for Mount Hood, they only picked up like an inch last night. Not much. 2 to 5 today at most. It's cold and east winds are blowing up there. Meadows could be the coldest spot on the mountain today, doing well to get to 21. Meadows at the base is only 14 right now, and that is the coldest temperature on the mountain at this hour. Out in the Columbia Gorge, just 1 to 3 today, but east winds have been blowing up to about 70 over the past 24 hours at Crown Point. We think those winds won't be as bad this afternoon, but they'll still be blowing, if that makes sense. And then I do want to point out that we have concerns of freezing ice this morning down around Burns. Otherwise, you folks transition into rain. We mentioned Meacham, maybe 4 inches out in the Blues. You folks in Dufur down through Prineville, maybe a couple inches of new snow today in your future. We could still get more snow shower activity overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and then I think that's it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday's dry. Say it with me, Chris. Saturday, 52 degrees. Hallelujah! Thank you.
We are ready for March to roll in like a lamb and melt all this snow and start talking about spring and St. Patrick's Day and all that stuff, right? All right, in the meantime, we're dealing with this. This is I-5 south of town near Art Road. So I want to take you a little farther into the valley, and you can see we've got some snow coverage there. We get down into the Salem area. Again, Salem-Kaiser schools closed today, right? Check out the roads near Kubler Boulevard. This is I-5 near Kubler, and you can see we've got some snow coverage there. And a little farther south into the Albany area. Albany and Point South have been hammered this week, and you can see that I-5 still looks like a winter wonderland there. A little closer to the metro area through Tualatin, again, still dealing with this trouble on I-5 northbound near the Nyberg overpass. And as we switch gears, we can show you, it looks like 205 traffic, or the ramp from 205 south to I-5 north is still really backed up. This is what it looks like just south of Westland and Lake Oswego on I-205 heading to Tualatin. Stay with us. We'll keep you posted. There are nearly 400 train crossings across the Portland metro area, 172 within Portland city limits alone. The trains are long, they're slow, and their schedule is unpredictable. It's the subject of my next Driving Me Crazy tomorrow on Sunrise.
Whether your home has a crawl space or a basement, Terra Firma is the name to know. Because comfort inside your home depends a lot on what's under your home. That's why Terra Firma specializes in keeping crawl spaces and basements clean and dry. We can help stop allergy-causing mold and mildew and improve your indoor air quality so you and your family can breathe easier in a safer and more comfortable home. Call Terra Firma today for a free inspection and estimate and keep your home dry and comfortable.
1 second, you got it, and then it's out the door. Some people, they're waiting for the next best thing. Oh no, I live like a legend, raising my game. Hey, everybody put your money on me. Bring it on, you know I'm good to go. Bring it on, I feel it in my bones. Bring it on, I wanna stop the road. I'm bigger,
Wait, Xfinity lets me choose from crazy fast internet speeds and pick the types of channels I want?
Yep, now you can get a package that's just right for you.
This is the best day of my life.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is the 4th best day of my life.
Get more of what you want and less of what you don't.
You think so?
Yeah. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet and TV for $34.99 a month for 12 months. Click, call, or visit a store today.
The Dania Furniture Buy More Save More event. For 3 weeks only, save 12, 15, or 18% We make it simple, you make it home.
Whether you're following your nose or following the law, reach for the new Northwest Natural app. Smell, go, let us know faster. Locate your underground lines with the tap. Download the new Northwest Natural app today.
Download the new Portland Weather app from KGW.
Hey, welcome back on this Wednesday morning. It is 5:46 and it's another snow day for a lot of kids in the area. Let's start off with the schools impacted. First and foremost there, Portland Public School District is closed this morning. So is Salem Kaiser, Beaverton, Park Rose, Sherwood, Tigard Tualatin, Lake Oswego, North Clackamas, Oregon City, and West Lynn, Wilsonville. You know, as soon as they come in, we'll put them up for you or scroll them along the bottom of your screen. We also have this. These are opening 2 hours late, these particular districts. Sweet Home, Gladstone, Astoria, Jervis, Nestucca Valley, Warrenton, Hammond, and Seaside.
It is 5:46 on your Wednesday morning. Earlier we checked in with ODOT to see how some of the highways and interstates are looking, but now we want to talk with the Portland Bureau of Transportation to see how some of the city streets are looking this morning. We have Hannah Schaefer with PBOT on the phone. And Hannah, talk to us about the crews. I know you have them all out and about this morning.
Yes, our crews are out. We have a full call out this morning, and that means that our entire A shift is out and on the roads. You can track them on our Winter Weather Center online. We have plows out all over the city. We can't plow when we have less than an inch of snow on the ground, but as that snow accumulates, we are treating it. We also have our salt trucks out, and we are watching conditions and applying salt on our salt routes as necessary.
Hannah, is there any areas that that you know of that are maybe more getting more of your attention right now is what I'm trying to say than others? Because earlier, I don't know if we have the shot to show right now, Keely Chalmers is out there at 82nd and Foster on the east side, southeast 82nd and Foster Road, where the snow is still falling. We saw cars getting by without much problem, but definitely snow on the ground there. So are there areas of the city that have your attention most right now?
Well, we have our typical areas. We always watch carefully in the West Hills, and we watch carefully out in East Portland because that gorge wind, as you know, can really impact the conditions out on the streets in East Portland, close to your out of the gorge. So those are areas that we are definitely keeping a close eye on, and you know, we're using the tools that we have at the right time and the right place when we need to use them.
And Hannah, a shout out to your crews. Can you speak to the West Hills, because West Burnside coming into town was as clear as I've seen it in a long time when it snowed?
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yes, that's definitely one of our priority areas, and we know how important that is. We have not turned on a change required notice at this time for West Burnside. Of course, if the snow keeps falling and things start to get a little more dicey out there, that is something that we may do. So we ask folks to keep an eye out for those signs as they're heading up Burnside or down to see if there's a change in that status.
All right, Hannah Schaefer again with the Portland Bureau of Transportation. We appreciate you joining us here on this Wednesday morning. We're calling it a snow day for some.
Yeah, so what I got out of that interview, by the way, which was great, is that PBOT recognizes how important it is for Brenda Braxton to get out and about and start her day. That was very impressive.
If I can't get out here, then you don't get the information.
Did you even see snow falling, though, in the West Hills last night?
Yeah, it fell in. We had a dusting. It was an interesting, dry kind of snow. I told our producers it looked like sugar. When the wind blew it right off the road. There were kind of patchy areas. Some was clear, some had snow.
You know, the gorge winds, and she mentioned that, it's interesting. Sometimes the gorge winds set up a situation where the coldest area is East County, and they're the ones that get hammered. But other cases, the east winds are so strong, they bring in such dry air that East County doesn't get much because it turns out to be the driest pocket, and that's been the case this time around. And for the rest of us, it's not really snowman making snow. It's you might see some big flakes at times, but overall it's very dry snow that's been working from south to north up into the area. So our reports are fairly widespread this time around. We've got a couple inches on the ground down in Salem. I think around Tigard, Tualatin. Drew, would you say you had a dusting in West Lynn or about an inch? Drew Carney, when you came to work, dusting or an inch of snow in West Lynn, would you say? Drew's too busy to listen to me. A dusting or an inch.
He's ignoring you.
What's that?
A dusting or an inch.
You know, I'm sorry, our producer Samantha was talking to me at this very time you were. Well, I would say we had 3/4 of an inch.
3/4 of an inch.
More than a dusting rod.
And then an inch out on the west side. Gresham has been more spotty, and certainly up in Clark County where I live, it's been more spotty. All right, but what we do have in common, with the exception of Scappoose, that gauge is a 34, but the rest of us are all anywhere from 28 to 32 degrees on average. It's a little bit colder down Albany this morning where it's 27 degrees. So we have icy conditions potentially everywhere because of the temperature. We have light snow falling that should be pretty consistent, at least flurries, through mid-morning. We're going to be above freezing at noon. We'll get into a rain shower mix this afternoon. At the warmest, when the kids get out of school, those who are going, it will be about 40 degrees. And just before I shut up, I want to show you rain in green at 4:30 this afternoon. But here we go, overnight tonight, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., that whitest blue, that's more snow shower activity coming through mid-morning. But eventually tomorrow warms. Look at all the green at 2:30. Could it be rain tomorrow night? It could be, and then here's Friday at 3 a.m. That's just wet with above freezing temps, and after that we go dry for the weekend. Here's Chris.
Let's take you out to the west side. This is a live look from our Peabody camera, 99W Barber Boulevard near Taylor's Ferry, and that certainly looks a little snow covered this morning, doesn't it? A little slick out there. Anything that's untreated obviously got compacted. Below freezing, obviously we'll see some ice under that. So that's one of just the major issues that we're dealing with. Just a little bit of snow creating some significant issues. This is I-5 near the Twilliger curves. Traffic's still getting around okay there. One of the biggest freeway backups that we had is this area, I-205 near Stafford Road. The southbound commute looks like it's getting along a little bit better. Earlier crash appears like it has cleared on the ramp to I-5 North. We'll be right back.
He's here.
This year's sexiest man alive, Idris Elba. And I know you're thinking, Ellen, what do you know about that? You don't know me.
Go ahead and lose it.
Well, that's it. Okay.
All new Ellen.
Today at 3 on KGW.
KGW News is sponsored by Sylvan Learning of Portland, Salem, and Vancouver.
A lot happens in a day. Outlast happens once. Outlast All Day Lip Color with 24-hour stay power. Now in custom nudes from CoverGirl.
Considering a body contouring or fat removal procedure? Just remember that at Aesthetic Medicine, you always meet with an experienced physician at your initial consultation. That's not something you'll always find elsewhere.
Visit drdarm.com, then call for a free consultation.
When we set out to create America's most advanced internet, we started with you. We started by realizing that Grandma should always be within arm's reach, from any room in the house. That dinner time is for catching up with each other. That homework should be anything but textbook. That the basement can be where everyone wants to be. That feeling safe at home should be a given. And that the best nights out can be nights in. That's how we reimagined Wi-Fi and created Xfinity XFi, internet that brings your home together. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Simple, easy, awesome. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
There's value, then there's Hapo value. Join us. We've got your back.
Hey, welcome back, you guys. We want to show you some viewer video this morning. Love seeing all your snow pictures. The streets are covered. That was before anybody really got out and about.
We have these shots are all from Portland, being told, and obviously viewers taking it up a notch this morning for us. Not just sending in the pictures, but sending in the video. Snow falling in different parts of the area throughout the overnight hours. Snow continues to fall in some parts of the area right now, so depending on where you are, you could be waking up to snowfall. We're coming back with more on our school closures, weather and traffic, all that's your way in a moment.
Visit the Nautilus shop in Vancouver. Our fitness pros will match you with the right equipment to reach your goals. Come in today, take up to 20% off all our world-class brands and save up to $600. The Nautilus shop in Vancouver.
I came up with the idea that I did not want a denture in my mouth. I wanted something more permanent. After having my implants put in and having my teeth for the last 2 years, I've been able to now go out and be a lot more social without feeling bad about myself. I go out and I golf now. I go out and I visit with my friends more. We go out and have dinner. You know, I'm vacationing a little bit now. The best investment I've ever made.
Cracked walls, sloping floors, sticking doors. Ramjack can fix that. Ramjack is the only foundation repair company that provides a transferable lifetime warranty, backed by a warranty trust. Schedule your free foundation evaluation today. We may discover you don't have foundation issues, but if there are, rest assured, we're the best at what we do. People who do their homework choose Ramjack.
In Oregon, flavor is not just about food, but about character, freshness, and local families who care about healthy eating. Oregon Dungeness Crab, the flavor of Oregon.
Hey, welcome back. We are just 4 minutes to 6 o'clock right now. You are taking a live picture, a live look at Southeast 82nd and Foster. This is where our Keeley Chalmers is. We have lots of things going on this morning, weather-wise, some traffic impacts, blowing snow, ice, all of that. We also have a lot of school closures. We will be updating you at the top of the hour, so in 3 minutes. We also have some big headlines this morning. We are following the second big summit between the president and Kim Jong-un, North Korea's leader. We also have some testimony coming up from Trump's former attorney. So lots of big news headlines and weather that we will get to coming up in just 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
Meet the Workmaster 25S subcompact tractor from New Holland, where value meets productivity. Get back to basics with a tractor that makes a big impact on your workload with a little impact on your wallet. Backed by our industry-leading 6-year powertrain warranty, it's time to get to work. Get started today for as low as $99 per month for a Workmaster 25S. For more information, visit your local New Holland dealer today.
November 17th is National Take a Hike Day. At AARP, we're all about hikes and other things to keep you healthy. It's why we offer health tips for your body and your brain. Today is your day to make fitness happen, and AARP is here to help you take on today.
Whether your home has a crawl space or a basement, Terra Firma is the name to know. Because comfort inside your home depends a lot on what's under your home. That's why Terra Firma specializes in keeping crawl spaces and basements clean and dry. We can help stop allergy-causing mold and mildew and improve your indoor air quality so you and your family can breathe easier in a safer and more comfortable home. Call Terra Firma today for a free inspection and estimate and keep your home dry and comfortable.
1 in 4 deaths in the U.S. is caused by heart disease. If someone you love is at risk, consider these important points. Is surgery necessary? What's the hospital's rating? And what can you expect after the procedure?
Brought to you by Kaiser Permanente.
Advanced treatments in heart care make open heart surgery a viable option in some patients, but it's not the only option. At Kaiser Permanente, we also offer minimally invasive procedures which often have quicker recovery times and improved outcomes.
Dear Sugar, my question is about love. I'm married and crushing on a friend. He's the only father I have. Dear Sugar, my grief taught me things. I had to write you. I feel trapped and like I'm hiding the real me. Dear Sugar, are you there? Tiny Beautiful Things, on stage at the Armory.
Today.
Are you ready to go shopping? Yes, absolutely.
Cute clothes advertised on social media.
On Facebook, I see them on Instagram.
And the price?
They look fantastic.
But even savvy shoppers
The ads start popping up.
can be persuaded.
Well, maybe I'll be the person that it does fit.
KGW's Kristen Severance puts 4 shops to the test.
I can't even...
See what we bought versus what we've done.
This does not fit. Not cute. Looks like a sack.
A Call Kristen consumer test today at 6 a.m.
Good morning, everybody. Our KGW team is tracking winter weather conditions across the region this morning. Nearly everyone got a dusting overnight. Some got a little bit more, and it is making for an icy and slick commute.
It is a Wednesday morning. We're calling it a snow day. You can see again the crews all around the area. We also have some breaking news. We just received this information into our newsroom.
Yeah, this is really sad to pass along to you. We just learned that Secretary of State Dennis Richardson has passed away. You were taking a look at a tweet from the Secretary of State's office. They're telling us that he passed away after a courageous battle with cancer. So an unfortunate way that we start our 6 o'clock hour. We are working to learn more about this story, but we did want to bring it to you before we continue on with our weather coverage this morning.
You know, I had a chance to meet him a couple times when he was in the studio. He was always just the classic, soft-spoken.
Yeah.
If you're ever going to use the word gentleman, that's when you would use it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This press release talks about his service in Vietnam as a helicopter pilot, a legal career, public service career. So we will get more details and update you soon. But I know you do have a lot to talk about weather-wise this morning.
All the best to his family, of course, and his friends and our family up in Salem in general. We are looking at Doppler radar right now. Let's get you caught up on what's going on snow-wise. It's pretty light stuff right now. It's moving from south to north. I suppose we could see some additional accumulations up to about an inch. The quick rundown is we have about 2 on the ground in Salem, more like an inch in Tiger, Tualatin, out through Beaverton. We have lesser amounts of snow. In fact, there's some spots hardly anything out toward Gresham and up in Clark County. We have gusty east winds blowing in drying air. That's why we don't have that much on the east side this morning. But the one thing we do have in common are freezing temperatures, and because of that, most spots are at least reporting some icy spots in, on the roadways. So at the bus stop, light snow generally through mid-morning, and then we'll get an afternoon mix of rain and snow showers this afternoon. At most, we warm up to about 40 degrees. That is your weather forecast for now. All right, Rod, thank you very much. We do want to pass along these school closures for you this morning. Some of these came in a few hours ago, some of these just in the last hour. The big one, Portland Public, closed today. Salem Kaiser also closed today. Beaverton, Park Rose, Sherwood, Tiger, Tualatin, Lake Oswego, North Clackamas, Oregon City, Westland, Wilsonville. You all have a snow day today. These are not delays. These are all closures. We also have that crawl that's running right now along the bottom of your screen. We do have a few 2-hour delays to mention real quickly. Sweet Home, Gaston, Astoria, Jervis, Warrenton, Hammond, Seaside, Nestucca Valley, St. Helens. Again, those are your 2-hour delays. And Oregon State University's Corvallis campus will open today, but not until noon. That full list of delays, full list of closures running right now at the bottom of your screen.
Right now we want to send it over to Chris McGinnis for a look at your metro area traffic. Big trouble spots?
One that we had actually looks like it has improved a little bit in the last 2 or 3 hours. This is I-5 through Tualatin. You're looking at the northbound commute near the Nyberg overpass. This was an icy mess about 2 hours ago, but ODOT crews have been through there a number of times, and it looks like traffic is starting to roll again through that area. But that was a big headache not too long ago. We'll take it a little farther south near the 205 interchange. There still is a little bit of backlog of northbound traffic to get through there. And we had another crash on the ramp from 205 south to I-5 north. That ramp was briefly closed. It has reopened, but we're still pretty heavy coming out of like Westland and Lake Oswego towards that exit ramp. And guys, as you look closely at these freeway cameras, you can certainly see that there is some snow coverage here and there. This is a live look at 217 over near Shoals Ferry. So if you're not in, right in one of the areas that's been treated, there certainly could be a lot of slick stuff even on the freeways this morning, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris. Also want our viewers to check this out. Traffic on I-5 near Tualatin was at a standstill for hours overnight. Look at that big backup that it created. Luckily, things started to clear up around 4 a.m. We are seeing, a trouble spot or two down that way, though, as Chris was alluding to, but the cold weather definitely making things slippery.
Tim Gordon is covering that story for us this morning. Tim's been there along I-5 near Tualatin since 4:30 this morning. So Tim, tell us exactly where you are right now and what you're seeing as far as I-5 is concerned.
Okay, well, we've moved off of I-5. We're on 205 north from I-5, and I'm driving now. I'll tell you, our onboard cameras are out on Drive 8 today, but Chad's running the big camera and showing you the look here as we drive along. It's snow covered, especially in the fast lane here, which I'm not going fast in. And you see the 205 south over there on the left. That was just loosened up here. It's backed up for probably 2 miles to get to I-5. That's because there was a crash on the 205 south to I-5 north ramp that's cleared now, but it's a big backup, 205 southbound to get onto I-5 north is a problem. And then up there on I-5 where those semi-trucks were, slid out on I-5 northbound just south of Nyberg Road, that's better, and traffic's getting by better. There's still a semi-truck that slid off into the median, and they've got a big tow truck there, and at some point they're going to need to use that to pull that truck back out onto the freeway. I assume that will mean that the freeway gets shut down in order to do that. It looks like that's what they're going to need to do at some point. They may wait it out a little bit, let traffic flow for a while. But so this is 205 north, and hopefully you can see that we're in pretty heavy traffic here as we drive along. Carefully this morning, that's the watchword, guys. Watch out, it's icy and slippery out here. Back to you.
All right, Tim, thanks a lot. Whether or not you have snow falling right now in your neck of the woods, it's definitely freezing outside all throughout the area. Maggie Vespa braving those freezing temperatures along with TriMet riders there. She's at the Sunset Transit Center in Beaverton with more this morning. Hey there, Maggie.
Hey Drew, how's it going? Yeah, you mentioned being out here with the TriMet riders, many of whom have come up asking us if there are delays in public transit, and the answer to that, according to TriMet officials, is no at this point. All MAX lines, they say, are running on time. Buses in upper elevations, they put on chains as a precaution, so those could be running a little bit slower, but no major delays that we know of at this point. TriMet.org/alerts and TriMet.org/winter weather, best places to get updates on that. I should tell people though, so we've seen some sort of wearing their lighter winter gear. This wind amid the cold is absolutely brutal. It's really cutting through people. They're kind of surprised as to how just, again, freezing it is when they come out here. To that point, we've had some kind of cruel encounters with people who are coming here to head to the airport because they're on their way to winter weather. Take a listen.
Yeah, I don't think it could be better actually. So I think it's going to be like mid-low 70s when we get there. So yeah, we're excited. So
so I could enjoy it, and now we're leaving. So that's okay. We're going someplace warmer.
Yeah, on their way to warmer weather, definitely. Palm Springs, the last couple, they were going there for their anniversary, their 34th anniversary, and that first couple, they were headed to Hawaii just for a fun trip, and as they were walking up, we asked them, hey, can we talk to you on TV about just sort of like this ridiculous backdrop as you head to those warmer temps? And right as I was interviewing that first couple, a giant gust of snow and wind just came and hit all of us in the face. So it was just great affirmation that they were making the right move and heading out of town to where it's warm. Guys, back to you.
We are all jealous of them. Maggie, thank you much. Right now we want to check how things are going on the east side this morning. Keely Chalmers is in southeast Portland with more on conditions there. And Keely, you're right along 82nd?
Yeah, we're at the intersection of Southeast 82nd and Foster, where you can see traffic moving fairly well, but there is a nice layer of snow on the ground here, on the pavement. And the issue out here, not just the snow coming down, which, by the way, has lightened up over the last half an hour, so just some light flakes falling right now, but also those east winds. We're seeing some blowing snow out there, not seeing it right now, but when those east winds and the gusts pick up, we do see that blowing snow out here over the roadway. Haven't seen any problems out here, but I can tell you that as the cars drive over the snow, it does melt a little bit and then freezes. We are at freezing out here, and so the conditions out there starting actually to get a little slicker than they were, I'd say, about an hour or so ago. On our way out here, we took 84 eastbound at 205, no problems there. 205 southbound to Foster, no problems there. But again, we're at freezing temperatures, really not warming up. The snow's still out here getting a little compacted, and so conditions getting a little slippery out here. But we'll be out here throughout the morning. We'll keep you posted on conditions. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Keely.
All right, Rod Hill rejoins us in the studio here this morning to talk about the latest conditions. And Rod, I guess one of the questions I had when I first came in, could we still see some more snow depending on where we are throughout the area this morning?
Some is a loose definition. The answer is yes.
All right, that's what I want to know.
No, but seriously, this is mostly light snow. It's going to keep falling, a mix of flurries to light snow through about mid-morning. It's certainly possible, worst case scenario, that some areas pick up another inch of snow. Now, so far, early reports into our newsroom, a couple inches down in Salem, more like an inch in Tigard and Tualatin, out through Beaverton, maybe a smidge more in some of those areas. Downtown Portland, about a half of an inch. But when you get out on the east side, Gresham, for example, Troutdale, you work across the Columbia River, both on the 205 and I-5 sides of Clark County, very little snow. Why? East winds really dried up a lot of that snow as it moved up north into those areas overnight. So anyway, moving forward, shall we? Snow likely through mid-morning. Flurries maybe just at your place. Some areas could accumulate another inch. Most areas are in fact freezing, so the icy roadways are a concern everywhere basically. And those winds I talked about from the east out of the gorge, producing not as much in Gresham and Vancouver this time around. Here's the big radar. Out over the Blue Mountains, we're looking for up to 4 inches of snow. You see that salmon color? That's a mix, and some green is rain. That's a mix of freezing ice, or freezing rain, is what I'm trying to say, out around Portland. We often do have freezing ice, though, as well, I could add. We have snow showers moving from south to north up across the area. Right now, getting a bit of a break out on Highway 26 up toward Mount Hood, with the snow mainly on the west side. And certainly it's still possible if you're waking up this morning in Salmon Creek area of Clark County, you don't have anything on the ground. Certainly possible you could still get a dusting of snow. 33 up in Kelso. So far nothing moving in that far north to speak of, but it's 30 out of PDX. It's 23 out in the Dalles. The Gorge, however, not looking for a big snow day. Generally 1 to 3 inches out there expected. And we've had some snow at the coast this morning, but you folks will be warming up to around 40 degrees. Not a lot of snow, generally 2, 3, 4 inches at most over the coast range, and same thing up over Mount Hood today. The valleys, again, through mid-morning, icy roads, freezing temperatures. Then we'll start to bump the temperature up. We'll start to melt the ice, and we'll get into a rain mix of showers this afternoon. I mentioned the Gorge, not a big snow day for you folks, 1 to 3 inches. And our 7-day shows more snow showers overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but then we will be dry this weekend. Here's Chris McGinn.
Looking forward to that. All right, Rod, let's go to the west side. Look through Beaverton, Tiger, 217. You're looking at the southbound commute with the taillights pulling away from your screen. And we do have a crash actually down near the 72nd Avenue exit ramp, so things starting to back up a little bit around that. I'll switch gears real quick, show you one of the other trouble spots. This is I-205 southbound traffic with the headlights heading towards the I-5 interchange. Earlier crashes near that ramp have cleared, as we heard from Tim Gordon just a couple of minutes ago, but you get a feel for that backup that extends all the way back towards the West Lynn area right now. And obviously the road doesn't look like it's in amazing shape, so still got to be a little slow, a little careful on that side of town. Let's switch gears. We'll take you over to Murray Boulevard. That's courtesy of Washington County, and you can see again some snow coverage there. That's Murray at Maverick and Murray at Hart Road as well. We'll switch gears and give you a little different perspective and show you Tualatin Sherwood Road. This is near 95th, and obviously some snow coverage down there as well. Guys?
All right, Chris, thank you. We just want to let you know we are following breaking news this morning. We're going to update you in just a few minutes on this sad story. Secretary of State Dennis Richardson passing away from a courageous battle with cancer. So after the break, we'll have more on that.
Also coming up this morning, longtime Trump attorney Michael Cohen is preparing to testify on Capitol Hill. The public hearing starts in about 45 minutes at 7 o'clock, and Cohen is expected to provide evidence of alleged criminal conduct by the president.
Another big story we're following, President Trump and his historic second summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. We'll have the latest from their meeting in Vietnam coming up.
Come celebrate at the Portland Women's Expo, March 2nd at the Oregon Convention Center.
Cracked walls, sloping floors, sticking doors. Ramjack can fix that. Ramjack is the only foundation repair company that provides a transferable lifetime warranty backed by a warranty trust. Schedule your free foundation evaluation today. We may discover you don't have foundation issues, but if there are, rest assured, we're the best at what we do. People who do their homework choose Ramjack.
You try mattresses when you're awake, but our exclusive Smart Match technology can determine the support you need while you're sleeping. And since we'll match any competitor's offer, you can feel confident you'll be getting a better night's sleep at a price that's just right. Beat BedSmart. Shop Edmart.
When I was gambling, I felt out of control. I got help because I had no choice, and it was free. Today I am trustworthy. Today I'm rebuilding my life because I got help.
This weekend, join us for the 8th annual Bricks Cascade at the Oregon Convention Center. Bricks Cascade is the premier LEGO fan event in the Pacific Northwest. Visit brickscascade.com for more information.
At this point in my life, I should be rewarded for all my years of driving experience.
With the Hartford's disappearing deductible, your deductible decreases every year you're accident-free.
I really value expert opinions to help me make important decisions about things like insurance.
The Hartford has the only auto insurance program endorsed by AARP for over 30 years. Join the millions of customers who trust the Hartford. Call 1-800-684-3069 to get a quote from the AARP Auto Insurance Program from the Hartford.
Spirit Mountain Casino offers 5 dining destinations for the best buffet. Burgers, salads, and fine dining. And our breakfast buffet is the best you'll ever sink your fork into. Spirit Mountain Casino. Have some real fun and great food.
The KGW Storm Team has you covered. Rod in the morning.
Look at the big chunk of moisture just offshore.
Matt at night.
That is the Rainmaker.
Your bus stop forecast, helping you plan before you head out the door.
Look for some blackening skies and some pretty good downpours.
When you should dress for change, grab a jacket or bring an umbrella. Weather updates on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So you're always prepared for changing weather.
This will keep going
every day of the year. The KGW Storm Team, only on KGW.
6:16 on this Wednesday morning. We want to show you snow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have snow on the ground throughout the area in several parts, including right here in southeast Portland, 82nd and Foster Road. You can see the bus getting by. And a lot of cars are getting by in that spot right now without much of a problem, but the fact of the matter is snow fell there last night. That snow is still on the ground, and there are definitely slick spots not only there, but across our region this morning. Lots of school closures as well. Portland Public closed today. Salem Kaiser closed. That scroll or that ticker running at the bottom of your screen will update you on all the closures and the delays that we're seeing so far this morning. And Rod Hill steps in here in 3 minutes with the latest on today's weather forecast.
Well, it is just about 6:17. We have some breaking news. This is sad news to pass along to you this morning. Oregon Secretary of State Dennis Richardson has passed away after a courageous battle with cancer. Here's a little background about him. Richardson was elected into his current role in 2016. He was the first Republican in more than 30 years to hold the Secretary of State's office. He was, wow, what a career he had. He was a combat helicopter pilot in Vietnam. He dedicated some 19 years of his life to public service. We can tell you that he passed away at his home last night. He was surrounded by family and friends. Now, he had announced he had a brain tumor last June, if you remember that, and recently announced he had 3 MRIs. It showed the tumor hadn't grown. He had a 4th one scheduled, and he had planned to recently scale back some duties of his job. Let's show you this statement here. The Deputy Secretary of State Leslie Cummings put out this statement saying, Dennis leaves a legacy of always aiming high, expecting excellence, moving fast, and doing what is right for people. It has been an honor and a privilege to work with and such an incredible leader and a wonderful friend. He will be greatly missed. So we will be following this story throughout the day. You just get a feel by seeing these comments and people writing about him, what an impact he has had on people here in Oregon. Now, we have one other headline we want to bring you this morning that we are following. President Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, is testifying at a public hearing that's supposed to happen at the top of the hour around 7 o'clock our time. Cohen is expected to tell a House committee that President Trump knew ahead of time that WikiLeaks had emails that were damaging to Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign. Yesterday, Cohen testified in a closed-door interview with the Senate Intelligence Committee, and here's how the committee's top Democrat summed up that hearing.
When this investigation started, I said it may be the most important thing I'm involved in my public life in the Senate, and nothing I've heard today dissuades me from that view.
Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison in December for a series of charges he pleaded guilty to. That included tax evasion and campaign finance violations. NBC is planning a special report starting at 7 o'clock this morning. We will take that live and bring you all the latest on that story as it happens.
Lots to talk about this morning at 6:19. Rod is back. We've been talking about the snow in the metro area, but he's going to give a little love to the east side of the state.
Lots of the state has snow on the ground, including the beach this morning, by the way. But let's talk about Prineville. So Bonnie Plain just sent me this message on my KGW Rod Hill Facebook page, and Bonnie shares that they have 18 inches of snow on the ground, and she adds that as far as she knows, the Redmond Airport has been closed now for 3 days. I'm assuming today could be day 4, if that's the case. I know, I think yesterday we had the camera on from Eagle Crest golf course resort over in Redmond, and at that time they had well over a foot of snow on the ground. So much of our state dealing with winter weather. Here's a look at our current radar. Right now seeing a bit of a gap down in this area outside of Oregon City down toward Canby, and that would be out toward Mount Angel and Silverton. But otherwise, all of that white you see is some light snow moving through the area. So 30 degrees is the temperature. Pretty much everybody's dipped to freezing, so that means everybody has at least the risk of some icy conditions on roadways out there this morning. At the bus stop, we'll still be freezing, I think, overall 8 o'clock this morning. By noon, though, above freezing, the icy conditions will quickly see improvement, and we'll get into a mix of rain showers this afternoon with daytime highs getting up to about 40. Now, Prineville due for you folks looking for a couple inches of potential snow activity today. From the Dalles back into Hood River, 1 to 3 inches of snow could fall, 4 inches out in Meacham over the Blues today. Freezing rain right now, radar has been showing just east of Burns. Now later today, you folks will be up to about 41 degrees. And on the west side, temperatures easily above freezing this afternoon, anywhere from 36 to about 40 on average. Snow showers again tonight into tomorrow morning. Oh boy, and then we have a dry weekend. Here's Chris.
Rod, speaking of getting over the east side, this is a picture from Highway 20 near Santiam Junction, just west of the Santiam Pass. There has been another avalanche on US 20 that has that closed again. This is like the third or fourth straight day that we've been dealing with that closure of Highway 20 with another incident bringing down snow on the mountain. I want to switch gears and take you over to Washington County. We're just getting word of a crash on the Hillsborough Highway, Highway 219, near the intersection with Shoals Ferry Road. That's deep in Washington County. And right now, ODOT telling us that that road, Hillsborough Highway 219, is in fact closed. Quick look at the west side, 217, a little snowy near 99W. We'll be right back.
He's here. This year's sexiest man alive, Idris Elba. And I know you're thinking, Ellen, what do you know about that? You don't know me.
Go ahead and lose it.
Well, that's it. Okay.
All new Ellen.
Today at 3 on KGW.
Hot Tub Swim Spa Super Sale this weekend only at Portland Expo Center. Major manufacturer warehouse clearance. Everything must go. Save thousands on #1 rated swim spas. 200 units must be sold. This Friday through Sunday at Portland Expo Center.
Everyone's got to listen to Mom. When it comes to reducing the sugar in your family's diet, Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Pepsi hear you, and we're working together to do just that, bringing you more great-tasting beverages with less sugar or no sugar at all, smaller portion sizes, clear calorie labels, and reminders to think balance. Because we know Mom wants what's best. More beverage choices, smaller portions, less sugar. BalanceUS.org.
Whether you're following your nose or following the law, reach for the new Northwest Natural app. Smell, go, let us know faster. Locate your underground lines with a tap. Download the new Northwest Natural app today.
Legendary singer-songwriter Kenny Loggins, the Grammy Award winner, singing his greatest hits. April 25th in the Cowlitz Ballroom at Alame.
I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything will bring a change.
Tickets on sale this Friday, 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Kenny Loggins, live.
These days, they're all expected to give a little more. Isn't it time you got something more? Royal Moore Subaru gives you a lifetime powertrain warranty plus 10 years of roadside assistance. More warranty, more value, more service. More is who we are.
Geico makes it easy to get help when you need it. With licensed agents available 24/7. It's not just easy. It's having a walrus in gold easy.
Ridiculous!
Yes! Nice save, big guy! Good job, Duncan! Way to go!
It's not just easy, it's Geico easy.
Oh, Duncan, stay up. No sleepies.
Show me the crown. Show me homecoming. Baby sloth videos on YouTube.
Amy, do you mind giving someone else a turn?
Oh, yeah, I've made myself a little comfortable here.
I got a pizza for Amy!
Yes, that's me.
Xfinity lets you search Netflix, Prime Video, and YouTube with the sound of your voice.
And I don't have my wallet, so...
That's simple, easy, awesome. Experience the entertainment you love on X1. Access Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube, and more, all with the sound of your voice. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Hot Tub Swim Spa Super Sale this weekend only at Portland Expo Center. This is it. New 2019 spas from $29.95. Sponsored by #1 rated Marquee Hot Tubs. 200 units must be sold. 0% financing available and free admission. This Friday through Sunday only at Portland Expo Center.
Well, welcome back. It is 6:25. That is a live look at the Sunset Transit Center this morning. Some folks normally commute that way. Others are thinking, roads look slick. I'll just hop on a bus or Max Line and get where I'm going. We want to bring in this morning Tia York with TriMet to kind of update us on what riders need to know. Tia, good morning. How are your lines running?
Good morning, Brenda. Everything is running pretty smoothly this morning, and transit's a great option for anyone who needs to be out and about. We would like to let riders know that one of our bus lines, line 44, Capitol Highway, Mox Crest, is detoured due to weather, and two other lines, 50 Cedar Mill and 51 Vista, are using traditional chains. And when buses are using traditional chains, they can travel no faster than 25 miles per hour. So we ask riders for their patience and understanding as we move a little bit more slowly, given these winter weather conditions.
What about the Max lines? Oh, sorry, Tia, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and finish.
Oh, sure. Other buses serving higher elevation routes are equipped with drop-down chains, which can be used if needed temporarily. As for the Max lines, we sent out our first Max trains this morning with ice cutters, and those ice cutters can clear the overhead wires if snow or ice built up overnight. But we are experiencing no problems this morning. I do have to go in today, and I plan to jump on an Orange Line train in just a couple of hours and expect no problems.
All right, excellent. Tia York with TriMet. Thanks for the info.
All right, we're coming up on 6:27. Thanks again, Tia York. And here's another look outside right now. It's a snow day for a lot of you, especially kids in the Portland Public School District, Salem-Keizer School District, Beaverton, among the school districts that are closed for the day on this Wednesday. We're coming back with more school closures. Rod has an update on this morning's forecast and how it's going to change as we move through the day today. Chris McGinnis will update us on the roadways on this Wednesday morning. Thanks for keeping it right here. 2.5 minutes from now, we're back with all the headlines.
Add KGW News to your Amazon Alexa flash briefing.
Come celebrate everyone's favorite day out at the Portland Women's Expo. You don't want to miss the beauty bar, massage and facial services, and plenty of local vendors and swag. Bring your best friends for a day full of fun and inspiration, and we'll see you March 2nd at the Oregon Convention Center.
You've got to check out the award-winning Dick Hanna Subaru this season. Every new Dick Hanna Subaru includes our brand new lifetime warranty at no cost. We cover your new Subaru for life. Jump into a 2019 Subaru Outback 2.5i for $25,749, or the 2019 Subaru Crosstrek 2.0i Premium for $23,600. Visit Dick Hanna Subaru during the Subaru True Love event and fall in love with Subaru today. Dick Hanna dealerships. Believe in nice.
You try mattresses when you're awake, but our exclusive Smart Match technology can determine the support you need while you're sleeping. And since we'll match any competitor's offer, you can feel confident you'll be getting a better night's sleep at a price that's just right. Beat BedSmart. Shop BedMart.
Does your customers connecting to the Wi-Fi ever slow down your business?
Yes, it does slow things down.
Aggravating. It's a nightmare. So our gig speed network is fast. And we go beyond fast by making it easy to create separate networks for your business and your customers, and even control how much bandwidth each of those gets. So your business won't miss a beat.
This is a big game changer.
This is the new wave, and whoever doesn't get on, I think they would be left behind.
Just one more way we go beyond CenturyLink. Right now, get fast, reliable internet and add Wi-Fi Pro for a low price. Comcast Business, beyond fast.
Spirit Mountain Casino offers 5 dining destinations for the best buffet. Burgers, salads, and fine dining. And our breakfast buffet is the best you'll ever sink your fork into. Spirit Mountain Casino. Have some real fun and great food.
Come celebrate everyone's favorite day out at the Portland Women's Expo. You don't want to miss the beauty bar, massage and facial services, and plenty of local vendors and swag. Bring your best friends for a day full of fun and inspiration, and we'll see you March 2nd at the Oregon Convention Center.
Friday, little faces, little hands. But it turns out last year, this cute crowd got a lot smaller. Births in Oregon, way down.
Having a child is a lot of work.
The lowest number of births in 25 years.
We're surprised by how fast this has changed.
KGW's Kylie Boshi investigates the biggest factors.
Finances and stress.
The impact on Oregon's future.
Well, we're planning for school.
Oregon's baby slump, Friday at 6 a.m. This is KGW News at Sunrise.
If you are just waking up this morning, we have some sad news, unfortunately, to pass along to you. Secretary of State Dennis Richardson has died after a courageous battle with cancer. He had announced his cancer diagnosis last June, if you remember. He passed away at his home last night, surrounded by family and friends. He leaves behind his wife, Kathy, and 9 children. And here's a little background about Richardson's career. He was the first Republican in more than 30 years to hold the Secretary of State's office in Oregon. He was a combat helicopter pilot in Vietnam. He practiced law for 3 decades, and then he went on to hold a career in public service and politics for 19 years. Deputy Secretary of State Leslie Cummings released a statement, and I'll read it here. Dennis leaves a legacy of always aiming high, expecting excellence, moving fast, and doing what is right for the people. It has been an honor and a privilege to work with such an incredible leader and wonderful friend. He will be greatly missed. We are expecting more reaction from leaders all around the state to come in, and we will have much more on Richardson's legacy throughout the day here on KGW.
Our thoughts are with the Richardson family, but we also have weather to tell you about this morning because weather causing some slick conditions out there on area roadways, and lots of schools are either closed or delayed on this Wednesday morning. So let's start with the cancellations. Portland Public Schools are closed today. Also, Salem-Keizer, Beaverton, McMinnville, David Douglas, Tiger Tualatin, Lake Oswego, North Clackamas, Oregon City, Westland, Wilsonville. If I just mentioned your school district, you are closed for the day. Congratulations, kids. Still do your homework, please. School delays. You will have school, but not closed. Those you can find at the bottom of our screen. So it's a mixture of closures and delays. All that information scrolling right now, right there at the bottom.
Yeah, lots going on today. We have team coverage for you this morning, but let's start with meteorologist Rod Hill in the Weather Center.
Good morning, everybody. Well, for starters, everything on the radar is snow. And notice with me, this does include the beach. We've had reports of snow in Seaside and Astoria where temperatures are at freezing this morning. Right now, getting a bit of a break in downtown Portland off to the east and down to the south. The west side, light snow and passing up towards Longview right now. So as we look at downtown Portland, about a half of an inch of snow on the ground, but icy roadways. 32 degrees is the temperature here. I will tell you so far, a couple inches in Salem, about an inch south of Portland, swinging around toward Beaverton. Not that much over in Gresham so far, not that much up in Clark County as far as I know either. We will look for above freezing temperatures at lunchtime. That will start to, of course, melt away the icy conditions, and we'll get a mix of rain and snow scattered showers this afternoon. Here's Chris.
Rod, I want to give you a little snapshot a little farther south near Salem. This is I-5 near exit 258. You can see we've got some snow coverage there off the roads, off the main roads, or off the freeway, I should say, over to Commercial and Fairview. And you can see certainly some snow coverage there as well. A reminder that Salem-Keizer schools closed today. This is I-5 near Enchanted Way. And a little farther south in the Albany area, certainly some snow-covered freeways there as well. A little closer into Washington County, dealing with a crash right now on the Hillsborough Highway 219. And guys, that is closed right now near the intersection with Shoals Ferry. That's what ODOT's telling us, the very latest. Quick look at the drive in from the west side. I haven't had any problems on the Sunset, but you can see traffic is getting an early start. We're already lined up out past 217 this morning. Guys?
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, let's check out some other interstates this morning. Our Tim Gordon has been out driving around checking out the conditions.
Yeah, he's giving us that behind-the-wheel perspective on this Wednesday morning. So, Tim, this is a familiar stretch of road for lots of our viewers. I-205 heading south, going towards I-5. How's that look right now?
All right, well, we're at Stafford Road, and, you know, we're moving, but we're going to come up into this backup in just a moment, I believe. This is backed up because of several problems out there on I-5. There's actually a crash, too, on 205, just, I don't know, a quarter mile back from the on-ramp to 205 North. We'll go see if that's cleared yet. But then up on I-5, we've had problems all morning just north of the on-ramp there, between the on-ramp and Nyberg Road. So let's get to the video of that. I shot this as we went south on I-5, and you can see across the median there's a semi truck that's slid off into the median. That's got a big tow truck there that's going to have to pull that out. I think you'll be able to see that pretty clearly. And there were other big semi-trucks that were slid off in just a glaze of ice there, starting really in the very early morning hours. And we drove down that way about 4 in the morning, and we're live at 4:30 showing that. And it was a really big problem for several hours. And ODOT told us that they de-iced it 3 times, went through a 4th time, and it just took a lot of work to loosen that up. And unfortunately, those semi-trucks got stuck without chains and on ice and caused a big problem there. So here we are, 205 southbound, heading towards I-5, and you can see the brake lights and the traffic. It's definitely going to stop up on us here momentarily because of those earlier problems. And these icy conditions, it is slick out here. I can tell you, I'm behind the wheel and I can feel it. I'm braking now because I'm allowing that stopping distance and the room for the car in front of me. Be cautious out this morning, guys, and be nice to your fellow drivers. Back to you.
Yes, that's all good words to live by. Thank you so much, Tim. We want to bring in Kimberly Dinwiddie with ODOT. She's joining us live on the phone. Kimberly, I'm sure you were listening to Tim Gordon talking about I-205 southbound and driving on that road. Can you update us on the challenges that your crews are facing making everything passable?
Yes, passable is what we are trying to do. Our crews have been out there. You know, when there's traffic, it's tricky for us to get to the locations to treat with de-icer and plows. But what we're also experiencing is we're hearing reports that conditions are so cold that the de-icer is refreezing. So that also creates challenges. So we have to repeatedly hit these areas.
Repeatedly with de-icer but not salt?
The de-icer does have salt. We are using salt in certain areas. We're not using salt out here, but salt also can refreeze. When the conditions get cold enough, there isn't anything that ultimately prevents the road from ever freezing.
All right, and Kimberly, any last word that you want to leave drivers with this morning?
Use caution. There could be some areas where you're just driving along on wet pavement, and then you could come up on a slick spot. So follow that advice that Tim gave and just give yourself plenty of room. And if you're not comfortable driving in these conditions, don't do it.
All right, Kimberly Dinwiddie with ODOT. Stay close as things change. We'll be checking back with you. We appreciate your time.
It is 6:37 now. Let's head out to the east side. We have Keely Chalmers out at Southeast 82nd and Foster. Keely, give us an update on how things are looking and how drivers are doing.
Well, guys, drivers doing okay, but I concur with what Kimberly was saying about the icy conditions, especially here in the intersection where you see that sheen there on the road that wasn't there about an hour ago, and because so many cars have been going over this area, some of that snow has been compacted. We're still at freezing out here, and so kind of the tires melt a little bit of it, but then it refreezes and we do get those kind of slick spots. So far, so good. We haven't seen any issues out here. Traffic seems to be going smoothly, albeit slowly. We have seen several TriMet buses going through as well. I'll tell you what, we haven't seen any vehicles equipped with chains out here, but again, no problems so far. I can tell you on the way out here, we took I-84 East. Didn't have any problems on that stretch of the interstate. Then we got onto 205 South. Didn't see any problems there either. So the interstate's at least closer into town looking pretty good. Still got some snow out here on the roads, some slick spots. So again, if you're driving, be aware that you may come up upon a slick spot, even though some areas of the roads are looking pretty dry. Still at freezing out here, not warming up, although I can tell you that the snow at least has stopped falling for now. For now. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Kaylee, thank you very much.
Rod Hill in the studio now, and Rod, I'm trying to put a stamp on how cold it is this morning. Would you say it's cold enough to freeze salt?
I don't believe so, although I need to actually, there's a temperature for that, and I should find that out. We learned about that at school, and I can't remember, but you know, the temperatures are 28 to 32. If that's too cold for what we can use to de-ice roads, then we have a problem. We have some problems. It's not like it's 10 degrees outside, America. We're just a little bit below freezing out there. All right, I'm pretty sure when I was in Michigan, salt worked, and it could be in the teens or single digits. Same thing in Missouri, same thing in Iowa. All right, snow at the coast. This is from the Gearhart by the Sea camera. So here's Gearhart, And there's Tillamook Head, and there's the light dusting. Of course, Seaside down by Tillamook Head. We've got a lot of folks from Seaside saying, we have snow. Yeah, temperature there, 30, 32 degrees. All right, snow likely through mid-morning, although it is breaking up right now, especially in areas east of I-5. Flurries to an inch more through mid-morning is what we've been seeing. A lot of us probably just see some flurries. Most areas are, in fact, freezing. Windy, but not as windy and not as much snow over in Gresham and Vancouver. I just talked to my wife. We live up around Columbia River High School in Clark County. She's saying off of I-5 that there's just a light dusting on the ground. Didn't have anything up there when I came to work this morning. Here's that snow right now, primarily at this hour over on the west side. Everything's moving up to the north. It's all light stuff. So again, I'm not really sure if we get any more than just a thin, fresh dusting in spots between now and mid-morning or not. But here are those freezing numbers. Everybody on the map, and that means everybody has the potential of seeing some icy conditions. Can be right now actually 33 degrees to be absolutely correct. We will be getting up to about 40 in the Mid-Valley and also up in southwest Washington today, or at least 36, 37 degrees. That, of course, will quickly melt the ice no later than lunchtime today. We'll get into a mix of some rain and scattered snow showers this afternoon. But we expect more snow showers with temperatures near freezing overnight tonight into Thursday morning. And then Thursday transitions into rain. It's possible that moisture stays as rain in Portland Thursday night, and then we quickly become dry Friday, and then we have a dry weekend. Chris, one more time with me. Saturday, we're forecasting sunshine at 52. Ready? Hallelujah!
Yes, we're looking forward to that. And, of course, March arriving and coming in like a lamb. And that'll be great when it hits 50 and melts all this disgusting stuff on the roads. Let me get down here. Can we get that camera up? This is I-205 near Prosperity Park overpass just north of the I-5 interchange. And you can see that southbound commute still pretty plugged up on that side of town. Switching gears over to the west side, I have not had any crashes reported on the Sunset. In fact, that looks like it's down to bare pavement and in pretty good shape. But this is a little early to see it stacked up that heavily. I do have one closure on the west side in Washington County. Highway 219 right now closed near the intersection with Shoals Ferry because of a crash. ODOT telling us that just a little bit ago. I want to give you a little snapshot from Washington County. This is Murray and Maverick. You can see some snow-covered roads there. Not a lot of snow, guys, but anything untreated, they got squashed down, obviously melted and refroze, and the end result is very slick stuff out there this morning. Back to you.
All right, Chris, thanks a lot. Before we head to commercial break, one look outside right now. Portland's living room. A light dusting of snow in downtown Portland. That's a pretty shot from Pioneer Courthouse Square. Not all the shots we're showing you this morning are as pretty. We'll have an update on some of the roadways that we're keeping an eye on. Rod Hill with an updated forecast and other headlines in today's news coming your way in 2.5 minutes.
KGW News at Sunrise and today.
Good morning, early risers.
Thanks for joining us. What's happening here and around the world. KGW News at Sunrise and today.
Hot Tub Swim Spa Super Sale this weekend only at Portland Expo Center. Major manufacturer warehouse clearance. Everything must go. Save thousands on #1 rated swim spas. 200 units must be sold. This Friday through Sunday at Portland Expo Center.
Oregon Eye Specialists present Vision for Life, Dry Eye Awareness. Symptoms of dry eye can range from burniness, tired eyes, red eyes, watery eyes, fluctuating vision. There are many treatments out there, more than ever, which is great for our patients. And that's why it's so important to come in and get an exam from your eye care professional. Learn more about the science and treatment of dry eye and other eye conditions at OregonEyes.net.
Just rolling in. It's the 61st Annual Portland Metro RV Show at the Expo Center, March 6th through the 10th, with the best deals in the Northwest. Visit PortlandMetroRV.com for 2-for-1 admission coupons and details on how you can win free gas cards. Just imagine where it might take you.
At Discount Windows, choose from top quality windows like Milgard.
Discount Windows features Milgard because of their ability to turn any customer's vision into a reality.
Check out Milgard's energy-rated Essence series. They're comprised of a solid wood interior and a fiberglass exterior. Colored frames are available with powder coat technology.
Your Milgard windows are covered by a full lifetime warranty.
For all your windows, doors, trim, molding, and hardware, Discount Windows.
Here in Oregon, we're big city or we're small town, or sometimes no town. But we all benefit from lottery funding. Learn more at OregonLottery.org. Lottery games are based on chance and should be played for entertainment only.
I've never been happy with my teeth, never really wanted to smile.
The Lampy Rejuvenation is a new approach to dentistry. It's a way to have a more confident smile, a healthier smile. Everything that I do is tailor-made to each patient who comes in the door.
This has really given me a new lease on life. Just a bit of youthfulness restored.
When you can smile, you're a happier person. The Lampy Rejuvenation is a new beginning.
Hot Tub Swim Spa Super Sale this weekend only at Portland Expo Center. This is it. New 2019 spas from $29.95. Sponsored by #1 rated Marquee Hot Tubs. 200 units must be sold. 0% financing available and free admission. This Friday through Sunday only at Portland Expo Center.
Kaiser Permanente Northwest. Leading with heart.
Before you open your eyes, the world has changed.
We've got breaking news, and it's good news.
The stories that move us.
I know all you wanted to do was to protect your little girl.
It turned my world upside down. Welcome to all the possibilities today can bring.
Hey, welcome back. I'm telling you, I'm going to start calling it the curse of the Insta-close. We have been trying to run this special report from our investigative reporter, Kristen Severance, for days, and Mother Nature has different ideas. It's a cute concept. Ashley and I were both involved in her piece.
That makes it cute.
You know, well, thank you, Drew. I like the way you're thinking. But we ordered a bunch of stuff online, and, you know, it's really cheap. It looks really good in the pictures, but when you get it, oh my goodness. So before you hop online and do any of this, you have to see her piece. And that, we're going to try it again. Come on, Murphy's Law. We're going to try it again tomorrow morning. That's Thursday at 6:45.
Your reaction there said it all.
I know, right?
About what you ordered. But a lot of us did this and took part, and we all ordered kind of different things like dresses, jackets. So we'll see how they turned out and how they looked.
Kristen may have an investigative piece to follow on why Mother Nature doesn't want to see that story, but that's still to come. We are talking weather this morning. That's our big story on this Wednesday. A lot of schools closed, a lot of roadways, as you can see right there. A great example, Southeast 82nd and Foster. Really slick out there. So as you're heading out the door, if you're heading into work, please be careful, take your time. Rod Hill will join us with the latest forecast here in just a few minutes, but I mentioned school closures, and here they come. Coming your way, Portland Public leads the way. Portland Public schools are closed today, as are Salem Kaiser schools, Beaverton, McMinnville, David Douglas, Tiger Tualatin, Lake Oswego, North Clackamas, Oregon City, Westland Wilsonville. If I just mentioned your school district kids, you can rejoice. You have no school today. There are a few more delays, though, and closures that we want to let you know about. Those are running at the bottom of your screen right now.
It was like relief to, I just couldn't believe we were actually like stuck in the middle of.
Okay, here's an update on this whole mess of a story. Passengers on that stranded Amtrak train in Oak Ridge, they're finally off the train and off the tracks this morning. The train was towed yesterday all the way to Seattle for repairs, dropping off about 200 passengers in Eugene and Portland along the way. Those people spent 2 nights trapped on the train after snow and downed trees blocked the tracks. I guess power was out in the city of Oak Ridge, and they only had two hotels in that little town, so they just kept the people on board. They did have food and heat and water and all that, but passengers say things were starting to run out.
The supplies at the end were kind of limited, so I don't think we could have made it another 2 days. We could have made it 1 more.
Well, Amtrak is offering passengers refunds and is working to get them to their final destinations.
And at 6:48, we also want to show you some viewer pictures. We really appreciate you sending in your snow photos. Kara, yes, Salem is beautiful. I agree. That's a shot of the state capitol and the mall out there all covered in white. Also, Sonia says Safeway in Kaiser, Oregon. Not many people in the parking lot there, just lots of snow. And then we have one other one to share with you this morning. This is from Carrie. It says Albany on the west side. Looks like she got snow at her place. You can send them to us a couple different ways. Hashtag IamUpPDX or hashtag MyKGW. Keep them coming. We love to see what's happening in your neighborhood.
We just ran that big list of school closures, and as I was reading it, Ashley's like, hey, we got 2 new ones. Hillsborough is closed today as well. Battleground running 2 hours late. So that's the latest information as far as schools go. They weren't on our full screens, but now you have that info.
And your kids are out today too, so now.
Yes, I was hoping that maybe Mia would get that video of them. They told me last night, Dad, we have a chance of no school. I said, what are you talking about? You will have school tomorrow. They said, Dad, they said it might snow south of the city. We're south of the city. My boys know what they were talking about.
The boys are very wise. They know geography. Very impressive, Dad. Meanwhile, Dad was like, south of the city, what are you talking about? Hey, lots of folks chiming in. We have snow at the coast. We had this earlier this month. This is the golf course, Salishan, Glen Edom Beach this morning, just south of Lincoln City. Pretty shot there. This one's tougher to see, but staying on the Central Coast, the camera from the Channel House in Depot Bay. You can see some white on the rooftops of the city and a little bit of a dusting in the trees there as well. Earlier we showed you the pictures of snow up in Gearhart looking down at Tillamook. Now, generally, just a few inches of snow today expected over the Coast Range, over the Cascades, and out through the gorge. And generally, we have a fat inch in more spots than not between Salem and Portland. Now, right now, snow showers starting to break up as they move up to the north, and more of a steady light snow currently over on the west side. I still think just through mid-morning, we'll wait and see if we pick up some fresh dustings in some areas. After that, temperatures are going to be bouncing up, and we'll start to see improving conditions over icy patches on the roadways. The Kelso's at 33, but otherwise it's all freezing here on the west side. The Dow's 22. Cold spot over Bend, 12. Again, anywhere from 12 to 20 inches of snow being reported from Madras and Redmond out through Prineville area over in central Oregon and getting up into the sections of the gorge. The coast forecast, 40s today, so again, you folks will lose the morning snow. Just 2 to 5 up on the mountain. East winds are still blowing up there. Meadows today, only about 21 for a high, so it's going to be a cold day up there. And then out in the gorge again, not a lot expected. 1 to 3. We had at least a couple inches of snow overnight out in the Dows. And we've been watching the freezing rain threat down in Burns, but so far radar's been showing most of that ice has been to your east this morning. Good news there. Snow showers again tonight, but Friday's dry, Saturday's dry, Sunday's dry, Monday's dry. We're going to be getting bored, Chris. We're going to be getting bored.
Nobody's going to be getting bored when we're talking about the sun coming out and melting all this stuff. All right, this is out on the west side, Washington County. You're looking at 99W near Sunset Boulevard. And yeah, it's a little slick out there. And you can see the northbound commute with the taillights heading a little farther north, so traffic's starting to bunch up a bit there. I want to switch gears real quick. We're getting an early start to the commute on the Sunset here. We are lined up actually from the Sylvan Hill out to about Murray Boulevard, and I have not had any trouble reported on the Sunset, but you can see the drive is still pretty slow on that side of town. And 217 south, also pretty slow, but it's good to see there at least we are down to bare pavement. We'll be right back. There are nearly 400 train crossings across the Portland metro area, 172 within Portland city limits alone. The trains are long, they're slow, and their schedule is unpredictable. It's the subject of my next Driving Me Crazy tomorrow on Sunrise.
Friday, births in Oregon way down. The lowest number of births in 25 years. The biggest factors.
We're surprised.
Friday at 6 a.m.
Snow is also a 4-letter word. FM News 101 KXL.
You try mattresses when you're awake, but our exclusive Smart Match technology can determine the support you need while you're sleeping. And since we'll match any competitor's offer, you can feel confident you'll be getting a better night's sleep at a price that's just right. Beat BedSmart. Shop BedMart.
1 second, you got it, and then it's out the door. Some people, they're waiting for the next best thing. Oh no, I live like a legend, raising my game. Hey, everybody put your money on me. Bring it on, you know I'm good to go. Bring it on, I feel it in my bones. Bring it on, I'm unstoppable. I'm bigger, better, gotta go forward.
My teeth were in horrid condition, so I spent years talking like this, and then I found Aspen Dental. Having the denture lab on site, you can do everything there. I wish I had not waited 3 years, because the first time I stood in front of the mirror and I smiled, it felt like I was me again, and that was just the coolest feeling ever.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes to same-day dentures with our on-site lab. Yes, dentures start at $3.99. And yes, we'll get you smiling in a day. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL today.
Since the people of Oregon created the lottery in 1984, over $3 billion in lottery funding has helped Oregon business do more business, supporting projects that create jobs now and lay the groundwork for more in the future. Much of what the lottery funds isn't glamorous, but to Oregon's workforce, it's beautiful. Lottery games are based on chance and should be played for entertainment only.
The soil around your home expands when it's wet and contracts when it's dry. Over time, that can compromise your foundation. Terra Firma has the systems to make your foundation safe and solid again. So if you suspect foundation problems, call us today for a free inspection.
Welcome back, I'm Chris McGinnis. This is a look at our live traffic map, and the colors on there indicate where we are slowing down on the freeway. We've got one pretty big trouble spot on the west side. Highway 219, the Hillsborough Highway closed because of a crash near the intersection with Shoals Road. Meanwhile, some of the roads on the west side, this is Washington County, Murray Boulevard at Hart Road. You can see certainly looks a little slick there. We'll go a little farther north near Allen Boulevard, and that's certainly pretty ice covered as well, or at least partially. There's a live look at I-205 rolling out of the West Lynn area. The earlier backup that we had near the I-5 interchange looks like that has cleared, but a quick check at some of the west side freeways, and you can see on the Sunset we are lined up out past 217. Ashley?
Chris, thank you. It's time for your final morning rush. Sad news to pass along. Oregon Secretary of State Dennis Richardson has died after a battle with cancer. He had announced he had a brain tumor last June. He died last night at his home surrounded by family and friends. House Speaker Tina Kotek tweeted, "I am saddened by the passing of Secretary of State Dennis Richardson. He was a man of integrity and a dedicated public servant." Former Republican state lawmaker Julie Parrish wrote, "I am utterly heartbroken by the loss of my mentor, friend, and former boss. My heart and prayers are with his wife and his family and the Secretary of State's staff." Now, we will have crews heading to Salem today to get more reaction to this story. Well, President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un began their second summit in Vietnam today. The leaders looked friendly during a meeting in Hanoi ahead of tonight's dinner. Both leaders have said they feel optimistic that they would be able to strike a deal to denuclearize North Korea. And we are just minutes away now from the start of Michael Cohen's testimony on Capitol Hill. The longtime former attorney for President Trump is expected to present evidence that could possibly incriminate the president. NBC is going to have live coverage starting at 7 a.m. That is your morning rush.
So a couple things. Pretty much everybody's at least 32. Some areas are colder, like 28, 29. We still have some light snow on the radar. So I don't think we see much improvement in terms of icy roads until we get past at least 8 o'clock, maybe not until we get past 9 o'clock this morning. Eventually, we'll try to get 37 to 40 for a high. We'll see a rain mix of scattered showers, possibly more snow showers overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday all look to be dry, and I hope you all can join us on Friday. We're going to be giving a big shout out to Camas. I got to go to Camas yesterday and meet some folks. They didn't win that extra money they were hoping to win for their downtown, which is already adorable.
There's a big competition. It's downtown.
But yeah, but right on the road, we'll be in Camas on Friday, and if I had a chance to meet you yesterday, thank you for saying hi. We had a great time.
That is awesome. Looking forward to that. Also want to let you know at the top of the hour, NBC will have a special report on the Michael Cohen hearing. It's supposed to be explosive, so stay tuned for that.
While that's happening on TV,